often do I make response videos to you, McMina, on a post you make. It's not often. But I will definitely do it in this case because I think it is something that I'd like to talk about. And just like anything in life, there's always complexities and nuances that go a little bit, just beyond, I think, the black and white. But I can understand people's perception. I can understand why people who have this notion that, if you're not a fan of a certain country, you should just fucking leave. And it's like, yeah, easy said than done, Malax. Okay? So, Elon Musk. I am not a fanboy. I'm also not a hater either. I don't see anything really compelling about this dude. I associate him with SpaceX. I associate him with Twitter. I don't say X, formerly known as Twitter. Like, have you guys noticed ever since that changed, people just fucking say that on repeat? Like, they're just droning on and on. I just say Twitter because it's pretty fucking obvious. When Twitter was a thing, I always called it Twitter. And I'm going to forever call it Twitter because it's also fun to say Twitter. Regardless if Musk is the big cheese and the owner behind it. And also associate him with the fucking Teslas, because Tesla drivers are nothing but a bunch of fucking conformists. Actually, you know what I saw today? I saw two garbage trucks. One where I was going to a martial arts class. It's been a while since I've gone. And I saw one, and he had his fucking business logo on the fucking thing. And he probably is a dude like my age, maybe like fucking... like at least 30 and up. And I'm like, okay, this guy is probably a douchebag. Because he had like, I don't know if he's like a personal trainer or he sells like protein shakes, but like just judging by the logo, it's like, yeah, you might be a fucking douchebag. And, I mean, no offense, but I mean, look, the garbage trucks are fucking ugly, but the matte color, the black matte color, that is sexy. I do like that. Okay, now let's get back to the post in question. Not merely okay. Anyone who doesn't love America is a traitor and beneath contempt. Those who don't love America, those who are disloyal should be exiled immediately. There's a saying that you're able to love your country and not like your government. Okay? Now, for me as a Canadian, an Americanized Canadian, I don't like Canada. I'm not a fan of its people. And I'm also not a fan of the government. So, since the whole trade war thing, it's been hard for me to boycott an entire province while still living in it. It's practically impossible. And I have a nuanced take on this. Anyone who doesn't love America is a traitor and beneath contempt. You sound like a leftist, Elon. You sound like a leftist. Love America in what sense? And then those who don't love America, those who are disloyal, should be exiled immediately. Well, are we talking about disloyal in the sense of people that know that they are grifting and saying that they're backing America when they have handlers? Hey, Elon, are we trying to... Is this rage bait? That's what I'm wondering. Is this shit fucking rage bait? You're not compromised? You are totally loyal to America? Body, mind, soul, everything? Because if you're gonna be like some of these fucking losers that are out here saying if you have a difference of opinion, you're a fucking traitor, did it ever occur to people that the truth and the, I guess, good silver lining is somewhere in the middle of both polarities, no matter how much people want to fucking hate each other? I mean, you got your reasons, whether you're brainwashed or not, but my thing is, You could still be patriotic. You could still be patriotic and still have criticisms of America. For me personally, I'm not patriotic. Or maybe in some way I am. Maybe in some fucked up fashion I am. So much that I want Canada to cease to exist. But you know what it is? The thing with me, it's more about the values. Because when you talk about not loving America, the only time I would consider you a traitor is if you're some vigilante who hates America so much that you run off and you join a terrorist organization. Whether that's domestic or even overseas. There have been people, even here in Canada, that were disenfranchised, not happy, trying to find meaning and purpose in their life that have decided to join ISIS. People have fucking done that. And it's just part of the human condition. It's no surprise that you see a lot of movies that are like, propping up a revolution and stuff like that. And then when push comes to shove in reality, there's no pushback. Maybe I'm missing the context as to why Elon fucking did this. But any person that doesn't like America's liberty or the innate liberty of an individual, those people to me are traitors. Those are the ones that are beneath contempt, disloyal, and should be exiled immediately. But you know what it is? I think even private citizens that hate liberty in general should not live in Canada. Like even Canada. You have Canadians that believe, let's look at for a sec Alberta, okay? I find this to be fucking hilarious, very hypocritical, and such a beautiful double standard. I cannot say this about America because I'm not an American. I don't live there. But I can tell you as a Canadian, I have a little bit of insight and sort of, an educated opinion. Sort of. I'm not saying 100%. Isn't it hilarious that when we talk about Quebec separation, and I've been hearing this all my goddamn motherfucking 3 decades of living on this spinning rock, I have not heard a single person utter the words, Quebec separatists are traitors. I have not heard that once until this from last year. Since the trade war thing had started, that word was not used until fairly recently. So you have that, but when we talk about Albertan separatists, oh no, they're the biggest traitors of all time. You have 2 polarized factions of Albertans. The Federalists and the fucking Separatists, just like here in Quebec. But there are those that say, we want to separate from Canada because the way of life here is not doing us well, we're getting fucked over. And then you have some people, Federalists, Albertan Federalists, that see Albertan Separatists as traitors, beneath contempt, and are doing everything that they can, that they're probably claiming that they are loyal to Canada, whether they're aware of their backers or not, they're not doing themselves any good. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the Albertan separation movement, there's no grifting there too. Of course there's going to be grifting. Why wouldn't there be? Never letting a crisis go to waste. So, I think a lot of these private citizens that do not like another person's liberty despite their political views, even if I can't fucking stand them, I do think that they should be, have the right to free speech. And, because you know what happens when you let your enemies do the talking? Well, I mean, they're the key to their own self-destruction. They're literally telling you their plan. They're literally destroying themselves in the process. Never interrupt your enemy while he's talking. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else said that way before Sun Tzu. I wouldn't be surprised. But for now, let's just quote Sun Tzu, okay? any private citizen, Quebecer, American, some buttfuck person from Tirana, doesn't like your innate liberties and you're a private, you should not fucking be here. We should ship you off to another country where authoritarianism is your fucking gig. That's your gig, dude. But if you guys want to call me a fucking traitor, then I say no problem. But it's very healthy to have a good amount of patriotism while still recognizing that your country has its flaws. That stance is going to be a healthy stance whether you have a lot of fucking people that really cannot stand where they are, or people that are uber proud that you look like a magatard at this point. And even there, I wouldn't be surprised if there's fucking grifting. But both sides have their own problems. And here's the thing. There are people that love America so much that they have no issue with dying for America without realizing that what you are dying for may not be what you think it is. And then there are those on the other side of the aisle who do not like the United States, which have every right to do so. And if they could leave, they probably would. But some people will not leave because they're afraid to move beyond what it is that they fucking know, because that's a good portion of people. But to the other side is they don't have the finances to do so. So everybody's a fucking talker at this goddamn point. Everyone's a talker. But there are those that have made the point to self-deport themselves out of the United States, whether they are doing it legally or not. For me, I'm all about the legal route. And some Americans are expats. Some Americans live in Canada. I don't know why you want to live in Canada, to be honest. It's not worth it. But this is a little bit of... this is very weird in what Elon Musk is saying. Okay, like, where does nationalism start and then fascism begins? See, that's my problem with discerning this whole thing. Because I can tell you right now, with Canada, it's going about leftism in a communist, fascistic fashion. I mean, if they're so desperate to be like China, I mean, just fucking consider yourself another province of China at this goddamn point. Yeah, but we're French here. Nobody gives a fuck that you're French here in Quebec. You're not special. Okay? Somebody wrote, I don't remember where I found it, but somebody wrote, Quebec is a French enclave. That was actually pretty funny. That would probably insult the language Nazi. That was pretty funny. But yeah, like, going back to the original position is you're allowed to be patriotic and still recognize America's flaws. But, here in Canada, we have our fucking problems too. And for me, my definition is if somebody does not like my innate liberties and they don't like the fact that I'm living my life as I see fit, and they take issue with that, whether you're an illegal or you're a private citizen, I think that you should be sent to fucking Pluto at this point. No, forget about Mars. If there's no life on Pluto, I'm totally okay with that, because there's no life, there's no sanity in your fucking head for you to understand and fully grasp the whole mind your fucking business. And if you haven't learned that by now in 2026, you're either gonna meet somebody who's a lot more forceful than I am, or you're gonna fuck around and you're gonna find out, or you're gonna learn the hard way by when shit hits the fan on your side, you ain't gonna be happy. Because everybody changes their mind when shit is being thrown in their backyard. But yeah, this was a cringe take. Sorry, Elon. You're just like every other conformist out there. Conformist, grifting assholes. Peace out.